Wow, in Hebrew we say kol hakavod. Kol hakavod to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, so as I promised, this is the most beautiful view of ancient Jerusalem. From here, looking to the east, you can see the old city of Jerusalem right here. You can see Mount of Olives right in front of us.
Yes.
Mount Scopus is over there. Continue the hill of Mount of Olives. Now, first of all, let me tell you about King Herod. Now you can really understand why King Herod decided to build his royal palace right here. Because from this point he actually could wake up every morning, take his coffee or tea, climb to see his city. And from this point you cannot really understand why King David came here 1,000 years before King Herod. King David came from south, from Hebron. He was the king of Judea, and it's only one tribe. He wanted to be the king of everyone, so he had to leave Hebron and to move to another city. And we know that this place called Jebus was a small hill that was not belong to any of the tribes. Joshua, before when he came and conquered Eretz Israel, left this hill because it was too difficult to conquer it. Jebus was a small village, but very important one. Why? Because the spring, the huge spring, the Gihon spring, was right there down the valley. This is the only spring in the whole area. And you know, we're talking about ancient times. Spring is life.
Yes.
Water is life.
Yes.
So that's why the people of Jebus didn't want to leave their small hill for Joshua, for the people of Israel. Now, King David, he was a warrior, and he actually knew how to fight the people of Jebus, and he came from Hebron all the way and conquered that small hill. So where is the small hill? We cannot see it from here because it's a small hill and very you can see the white dome of the Churva synagogue. It's right down there down the valley. And he conquered that city with a spring and established the first capital, and he called it the city of David, not Jerusalem. No, this is my city. I am the king, and this is my city. And he wanted to build a temple in the highest part of the hill. This is the Temple Mount.
Yes.
But you know, Nathan the prophet, as we know from the Bible, came to him and said, no, you cannot build the temple for God because you are a warrior. You killed a lot of people. Your hands are blood. So your son Solomon will be the one who will build the temple for God. And that's what happened. King Solomon, he was the one to build the temple right there. You can see Dome of the Rock. He's standing on the foundation walk where actually was the holy part of the Jewish temple. But afterward, the kings of Judea, after David, actually the city started actually to build also this hill, the western hill, and Hezekiah, the king of Judah, was the one who actually built the new wall of Jerusalem that surrounds the whole biblical city, from the hill down there, the city of David, to this part. And when King Herod comes here, it's the second temple period. And he saw the small and modest temple. He said, no way, this is too small. You know, the King Herod came from nowhere. He was a very, very actually simple family from the south. They were Edomites, and their family converted to be Jewish. And he came from Rome with a very good education. He wanted to be part of the Roman Empire. He wanted the Jewish people to love and admire him. And he was also a great builder. So the first thing he did is to rebuild the Jewish temple, the second temple, and he changed the whole topography because the hill was too small, and he said, I need a large hill. So he built a huge podium. And in the center, he built the new temple. It was huge. We know from Josephus Flavius that he was actually a historian. He was a priest here in Jerusalem from a priest family, but he was a historian. He wrote 2 books about the history of that time. And from his historical sources, we also know a lot about what happened here during Jesus' time in Jerusalem. And he said this temple was like an amazing temple. The color was gold and white. It was marble from Rome, from Italy. And King Herod every morning here took his guests to see actually the wonder of Jerusalem, the temple. But here in this place, he built his palace. It was much, much bigger and beautiful than the temple itself. It was from this point, from the towers to the south, you see Mount Zion over there? Oh, yeah. It's only the beginning of the palace. Yes. So where is David? David is there, and Herod is here. So why this place called Tower of David?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, what's going to happen after King Herod's death? You know, it's Jerusalem, the Second Temple period. Try to imagine, this is Sukkot, people are coming. You can imagine even Jesus walking here in the temple, in the streets. People are starting to fight in between. Why? Because the rich people of Jerusalem, the priests, and the rich families are living here near King Herod's palace. This was a very, very rich hill. Big houses, a lot of money, gold, silver, good food. People come from Rome, and the poor people, they live down there in the valley. They don't have food, they don't have money, they don't have water. So they are fighting against the priests, against the rich people. And we know all this also from Jesus, because he talked the truth. He said, this is not the way to rule Jerusalem. We need justice. We need to take care of the poor people. And that's why the Romans are coming, and they are actually fighting against the zealots, against the people who want to rule Jerusalem by power, by killing. And they are destroying Jerusalem. And everybody's going from here, you know, all over the world, and nothing left in Jerusalem. The Romans are destroying everything. The temple itself is, you know, a big fire destroying the temple, and also the beautiful neighborhoods here. And many years after, pilgrims are coming to see Jerusalem. They know about the beauty, they know about the history, but they cannot see anything. There's only one tower here from that time, this tower. And this is the first thing that they can see. They come from the sea, from the port, from Jaffa, that direction. And this is the welcome to Jerusalem. And they say, this must be the Tower of David that we know from the Bible. You know, from Song of the Songs, Shir HaShirim. This is the Tower of David. They cannot find any tower in the city. This is the only one. And from the 5th century, this is the name of the place, the Tower of David. So this is an historical mistake. This is the secret. But it's not a mistake. You know why? Because this tower became the symbol of Jerusalem, the symbol of hope, the symbol of power. And King David is the symbol of the city. So, you know, the history of Jerusalem, it's not about facts. It's about beliefs and tradition. And this place became the symbol of the city because people wanted Jerusalem to look like this tower. That's why they call it the Tower of David. So from the 5th century till today, this is the Tower of David, and this is the symbol of Jerusalem, the symbol of the hope, the symbol of the future, the symbol of Jerusalem in the beauty of the past. So we are not going to see everything, but I want to show you the Dome of the Rock. It's exactly on the place of the ancient Jewish temple. You see the Al-Aqsa Mosque in the right side. You see the gray dome, and you see actually the 4 quarters of the old city. You see the the white dome of the Chuva synagogue with the Jewish quarter over there. Here you can see the Armenian quarter. It's a very small quarter but very ancient. You see the Dormition Church. It's outside the wall. It's a German church. It was built in the 19th century. And in this side, the left side, you can see the Christian quarter with a gray dome of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the center of the Catholic actually world in Jerusalem. You can see the Lutheran church right in front of us. It's also a German church. And we need to see one more quarter. Actually the Muslim quarter is, you can see when you see the roofs, the red roofs are finished, and you see the small domes of the Muslim quarter. It's over there. It's actually the biggest quarter in the old city of Jerusalem. And as I told you, Mount of Olives, the Jewish cemetery, ancient Jewish cemetery over there, the churches of the Mount of Olives, and you see over there the Hebrew University on Mount of Scopus. As I told you, this place, the Citadel of Jerusalem, is the gateway to the old city. From this point you can start every tour in Jerusalem to understand the history, to understand the past. Today we are just going to taste, as I told you earlier this morning. I invite you to come again for a really long tour. Let's take a look to the western side and we will continue.